Hey everyone! Welcome to a brand new episode of Ripple and Kira. Our heroes are gone, Nabi diving into the deep. This week, to take on some new monsters and uncover some secrets from the very dawn of history. So let's get right into it with a recap. The last we saw, our two heroes, they had just returned to base after an incredible first mission. They had successfully infiltrated an alien research facility, destroyed its core, and saved a group of human test subjects who were being held there by the invading extraterrestrials known as the Kartek. Back at base, they are greeted as heroes, though both Ripple and Kira know that their victory was more a matter of luck than skill. And while it feels good to be praised, neither is really feeling very confident about their abilities. Soon after, they are summoned before the council, who debriefs them on the mission and announces what their next objective will be. The council informs them that an ancient energy source has been discovered deep beneath the ocean floor, buried under hundreds of meters of water and sediment. It is theorized that this energy source may be capable of destroying the Karthok once and for all. The Karthok have also begun to send scouting missions down to search for it as well. But the area is so remote that even if the aliens find it first, there's no way they could ever bring it to the surface. This gives the humans a unique opportunity to deal a massive blow to the enemy and end the war before it begins. Ripple and Kira are selected to retrieve the artifact, because they are the only two operatives with special clearance to enter the restricted zone where the ES located. Neither Ripple nor Kira are particularly thrilled about this assignment. It's one thing to infiltrate a single building, but exploring uncharted areas of the ocean floor that are deeper than the Mariana Trench seems like an impossible task. And besides, they don't know how strong the current scouting parties are. Kira has already sustained injuries in battle, and she doesn't want to risk getting hurt again. Ripple, meanwhile, feels more or less the same, but he won't admit it. He's still angry at himself for nearly getting captured in the last mission. He feels that his own teammates had to bail him out time and time again, and he has determined to prove himself on this next one. After hearing this, the council grants them permission to bring along additional support, which cheers both of them up significantly. However, despite their initial eagerness, Ripple ends up choosing no one to bring with them, while Kira decides to bring along a specialist pilot named Kai. Like many pilots in the human resistance, Kai flies a heavily modified version of a stock standard submarine called a Runana. These submarines are designed to withstand extreme pressures and are equipped with an array of weaponry and utility systems. As soon as they are suited up, Ripple and Kira board their submarine and begin the descent. Sunlight cannot reach these depths, so the only illumination comes from the submarine searchlights and bioluminescent organisms drifting past the viewport. It is a beautiful but eerie sight, and the oppressive darkness amplifies the feeling of isolation and vulnerability that both crew members are experiencing. Meanwhile, down in the abyss, something stirs in the darkness. A massive shape emerges from the gloom, and it's heading straight for our heroes. As the creature draws closer, the crew can make out its hulking form and glowing red eyes peering at them through the gloom. But before they can react, the monster lunges forward and disappears into the darkness. Shaken but unharmed, the three crew members decide to press on. Soon enough, they spot something strange on the ocean floor ahead of them. It looks like a massive metal door sealed tight against the seafloor with powerful magnets. The readings Kira is getting off of it are unlike anything she's ever seen before. Whatever technology it is, it's definitely alien, but it's also incredibly ancient. She can feel the residual energy signature from it, but it appears to be dormant now. Suddenly, the lights flicker, and the ship's AI announces that their power supply is critically low. If they don't find another power source soon, they could be stranded down here forever. Kira tells Ripple and Kai that she needs to investigate the door up close. And though both men are initially against the idea, they eventually relent and allow her to go. Kira uses the submarine's robotic arm to pry open the door, revealing a spiral staircase leading down into the darkness. She tells Ripple and Kai that she is going to go down there and see if she can figure out what this place is. Again, neither man wants her to do this, but ultimately they understand that it's her call. Once Kira is suited up, she begins her descent into the darkness. Down in the inky blackness, something stirs. A pair of glowing red eyes peers out at Kira from the gloom. Then, another and another, until dozens of red dots are floating around her, watching her every move. Suddenly, the creatures attack, surging forward out of the darkness. Kira desperately tries to fight them off, but they're too quick and too agile. She can hear them chittering and clicking as they close in on her, their claws raking across her armor, tearing at it, trying to get inside. Back in the sub, Ripple and Kai watch helplessly as the energy readings coming from the staircase spike wildly. Then, just as suddenly as they appeared, the energy signatures disappear. Fearing the worst, Ripple and Kai rush to the surface, but they're too late. The moment they breach the surface, they are met with a blinding white light. When their vision returns, they see a massive alien transport hovering above the ocean. And when they look back down into the water, they see dozens of figures swimming toward the transport. The Gothic have found whatever it is Kira went down to retrieve, and now they're bringing it to the surface. Enraged, Ripple immediately turns the submarine around and dives back down toward the ocean floor. But he's too late. The transport has already reached the surface and vanished into the clouds. Ripple knows that if he wants to stop the Karthok from using whatever that artifact is, he's going to have to go after them. With that, he activates the submarine's torpedo tubes, arming 2 of its most powerful weapons. The torpedoes launch from the tube and streak upward toward the surface, leaving a blazing trail in their wake. Now, in hot pursuit, Ripple commands Kai to push the sub to its limits. Though he doesn't say it, he's hoping the torpedoes will buy him enough time to get there. As they approach the surface, Ripple sheds his diving suit and prepares for battle. He is confident that his power will be enough to destroy the Karthok transport and any other ships that stand in his way. And that's the end of part 4. What will happen when Ripple finally reaches the surface? Will he be able to defeat the Karthok and retrieve the mysterious artifact? Or will the Karthok be able to escape with their prize and use it to turn the tide of the war? Find out next time on Ripple and Kira. If you enjoyed this episode, then make sure to leave a like down below. We release new episodes every Friday, so check back then for the next exciting installment of Ripple and Kira. Also, be sure to subscribe if you have already, so you don't miss any of our future content. Thanks so much for watching. See you later!